I hate this COVID-19 thing. It took away my hockey season and the ability to go out and have fun. If that's how you feel, you're in the wrong mindset. You see, that's being negative. You don't want to be negative because that will only bring you down.
How about that? Some motivational words for your Wednesday afternoon. That is grade 8 student Andrew Spurvey in a video that started out as a homework assignment, but his dad posted his homework assignment video up to LinkedIn and onto YouTube, and now thousands have seen it and been moved by it. Andrew Spurvey goes to Father Daniel Zanon Elementary School in Mississauga. He's in a grade 7-8 split class that's taught by Ms Castro. They're both on the line with me now. Thanks to both of you for joining me. Andrew, I'm going to start with you. We played just a little bit of your video there, but for people who haven't heard the whole thing, give me a summary of it. It sounds like your message is about your mindset.
Yeah. It's about not being negative, because when you're negative, it's not good. You're just down on yourself. You might even get depressed. Yeah.
What did you think? When you were first given this assignment, what did you think?
Well, I thought of it as a regular assignment. I'm just going to write a few ideas, and I just recorded myself. Took a couple tries, but then after I was satisfied, I put it on Google Classroom and submitted it to my teacher.
And was it hard to sort of summon that attitude, or where did you come up with that idea of, being positive and encouraging people to start to work on their mindset to get through this?
Well, I mean, that's just who I am. That's my personality. I don't like being negative because, honestly, it just doesn't help being negative.
Did you get any inspiration, or where'd you get ideas for how did you decide what you wanted to say?
So my teacher actually posted a few videos to actually get an idea. There was a Chris Hadfield video on a motivational video. So I just watched that video, and I kind of got the idea how to make a video, and yeah.
Okay, I'll bring in your teacher here, Ms Castro. Diane, tell me, when you first assigned this project, what were you envisioning?
Yeah, I was, we were just starting our distance learning at the time, and the number one thing that I thought about is, how are my kids coping with this change? So one of the things that I thought about doing was getting them to have their student voice and making sure that they were heard. I was actually inspired because it was an article that I read where Chris Hadfield did post his video, and I thought I would share it with my students. And there was also a couple things from Clara Hughes where they were motivational as well. And I just wanted to see what they thought, like how are they coping with that? How are they feeling during this time? And then use that as an opportunity to share with others how they can also get through it. Yeah, and that's exactly kind of where it led. And I got all these amazing responses back from all of them, and one of them being Andrew's.
And what was just remind me the nature of the assignment? You just said, give me a video that tells me, that shares how you're feeling.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about coping with the changes through COVID-19, and I gave them the option of either creating a motivational video or advice for their peers, what they would think would be a good way to, I guess, share their own ideas. And the other option was they could write a daily wellness journal. I had a couple people do the journals, and then I had a couple students do the videos, and both assignments were great. Like, they gave me a good insight on their mental health, how they're doing. They gave me an insight of, just how they wanted to share their voice with one another. So it was really great, and I was really happy to see their faces in the video.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you don't get to talk to and be face to face with your students the way you normally do. What was that like to hear and to read, in the case of the journals, these first person accounts of where these young people that you enjoy spending time with are at right now?
Yeah, it was, I had mixed emotions. I was really sad that a lot of the school year has been canceled because of the COVID-19 break, but at the same time, I was able to hear their voices in their work, see some of their faces in some of their work, and it was great, because that's what we're there for. I want to make sure that they're okay, And just to hear some of the wisdom and maturity coming from 13 and 14-year-olds, it blew my mind, and I was just amazed to see that they could give you so much like advice, and me myself taking that advice as an adult, taking it to heart and knowing that, they can teach me something too during this break.
Well, and in the case of Andrew, they're certainly teaching a lot more people. I mean, Andrew's dad, as I mentioned, shared that video on LinkedIn and on YouTube, and it's already got thousands of views. Much perhaps wider reach than you ever imagined when you assigned this school assignment in the first place. Why do you think this message is resonating, Diane, so much with people?
You know what? I think it's resonating so much is because there's been a lot of negative news, hearing how things are getting canceled, and a lot of it isn't coming from students. Students are a part of this too. Their voices should be heard, and I think that a lot of students, they resonate with one another. Their peers' voices and opinions speak so much, and the fact that Andrew shared his ideas, I think that a lot of people relate to that, and a lot of people feel the same way. And it's something that affects everybody too. And it's great to know that other people are in that with you. And I think that's why it reaches so many people.
Andrew, do you think that your friends share the optimism that you expressed in your motivational video?
Yes, for the most part, a lot of them do. But the ones that are feeling down on themselves, I go to them like, hey, look on the bright side,
You just say, look on the bright side, and does your motivational sort of pep work with them as well?
Yeah, it does.
And Diane, is that sort of the Andrew that you know in person? Is that the Andrew that you see in class, sort of optimistic and the person trying to cheer people up usually?
Andrew is definitely always there. He's the type who is always ready to share his ideas with his friends and give his opinion. And I think that a lot of his friends do listen to what he has to say, just like they would with all their other friends. And I think that the passion that came out in his video, especially coming from him speaking about his sport, starting that off, I knew that was exactly Andrew. That's definitely him, and that's the way that I wanted my students to think about this, is that whole growth mindset. That's something that we've been talking about from the beginning of the year, is that, just because something isn't happening right now, it doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. And I think that's kind of the situation we're in. We're all waiting to get back to school. We're all waiting to get back to our regular routines. It's not happening right now, but with a growth mindset, eventually we'll get there, right? And that's his message in his video.
Diane, I've spoken to a lot of teachers about the challenges right now of, online teaching. Has this changed the way that you this particular example and the success that you've had with these motivational videos? Has this changed the way you think about working through the rest of perhaps this school year, and who knows for how much longer, in this online fashion that you have to be a little creative with your assignments?
Yeah, no, I think it is challenging. My class particularly, we've been working with our technology from the beginning of the year, so they're pretty used to working through our Google Classroom. But the challenging part is not being able to speak directly to each other. We've had our Google Meets online, and we see each other every single day, or at least I see a couple of their faces because some of them aren't so willing to share their videos. But those little things are what get me, and I guess the rest of the students, through this change. And it kind of relates to Andrew's video. It's that whole productivity, getting into the mindset of doing things that are normal and seeing those faces and talking to the people who you regularly talk to every day. That makes it a little bit easier. You do have to get creative with the technology piece. And it's definitely been a big help with our classes, moving to everything online. Yeah, I definitely miss seeing them face to face.
Andrew, I'll let you have the last word. A lot of people listening right now, in the spirit of you're a bit of a motivational speaker of sorts now, in the spirit of your video, what do you want people to know or to be thinking right now?
Well, be positive. It's not the end of the world. You could go out and do something like learn a new language, what I said in my video. So you can create job opportunities in the future. And, right now I'm working out, right? Because I want to make this team, this AAA hockey team. That's what I'm going to do in this given time, because it's given to me.
It's good to talk with you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Andrew Spurvey is a grade 8 student at Father Zanon Elementary School in Mississauga, and Ms Castro is his teacher. Well, we're going to end with some music.